Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a live Esoteric Cloud Surfing, Esoteric Cloud Riding. And what is Esoteric Cloud? Is a lighter, less dense, also vibing on a higher frequency and vibration vehicle that your spirit can jump into in order to travel to higher, more lighter, more wiser, and more wider realms of reality, so you can have wiser and wiser perspectives about yourself and your own circumstances. So thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. Happy Jupiter Day retro in Aries. We are creating new thoughts, new feelings, new visions, new actions and new desires out of our past moments, okay? Especially where past moments where we travel to some place new, internally or externally, or where we traveled, okay, asked us or we were forced to create. Here, show you this, because you can support this channel with your money. You're already supporting with your view, but you can ask a tarot reading for yourself. All right, one card 10 euros, one card plus one oracle 20 euros, or you can just donate via YouTube, via super chat, or using the PayPal in the description down below. Make sure to check the links in the description down below so you can check my content and my beautiful partners' content as well. Huge shout out to my soul group and to everybody out there changing the world right now by being themselves and by showing to the world that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self, alright? Hi Daria, welcome to the live stream. Everybody make sure to subscribe to Daria on her YouTube channel. She has a YouTube gaming channel as well. She has a Twitch channel as well. She has a Ko-Fi page as well. So go and check her content using the LinkTree and the links in the description down below. And you can contact us to know more about our services, or you can go ahead and ask a service for yourself using the email and the pages available to you on the description down below. Daria, can you tell me how is the quality of the sound here of the live stream? I think it's good, but I want some personal confirmation from you guys watching. All right, and what are we here doing today? We are ready to talk about Jupiter retro in Aries, especially considering that 6 planets are in retrograde. All right. Everything is perfect, says Mysterio. Thank you, thank you. So 6 planets in retrograde, it means there is many past moments, many different types of past moments coming up into our awareness, alright? And we're gonna not only take a look at Jupiter in retro itself, we're gonna also take a look at Jupiter, how Jupiter in retrograde in Aries is aligning and influencing and being influenced by the other celestial bodies that are also in retrograde. But before we start that, let's go and jump into today's energy. Let's do the astro reading for today's energy, then we do a quick tarot reading for today's energy. So today, Jupiter Day in Aries, Thursday, day of Thor. Thor is the Nordic god of lightning, and Jupiter is the Greek god of lightning, alright? So they the same thing. Even Zeus is the Greek. No, Jupiter is the Roman, Zeus is the Greek god of lightning, alright? And they all represent a fast connection, expansion of your awareness, gaining some wisdom and knowledge by experiencing things by yourself, right? And by Jupiter being in Aries, it means if Jupiter was not in retrograde, just by the fact it is in Aries, it is in the first house, It means that we are creating new visions, new ways to express our spirituality, new ways to go and experience more closely and more direct our spirituality and our visions and our spiritual travels, and also creating new ways, new radical, new rashful, new non-logical ways to obtain wisdom and knowledge via our personal experiences, or sometimes just spiritual travels, because especially Aquariuses, we manifest knowledge, aka we don't need to do something physically in order to know something about it. We might not know how to do it, but we know something about it. At least we know how to teach somebody how to do it, or we know the general space, because we, not just we, everybody does that. But I say this a lot of times in my live streams. Aquarius is the ones that can see the spirit in reality more easily and communicate more easily without getting lost. All right, so our spirit can go through a space and learn something and create an awareness there, and the Aquarius, because it has a fixed, or it has a more fixed mind, we can translate that more directly and more clearly to the physical realm. And that happens to me many times as an Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Stellium. Sometimes I'm like, bro, I don't know, or I don't remember how I learned this fact, but I just know it, or it just makes sense super fast. That's your spirit being able to discern everything super fast. All right, so right now with Jupiter in Aries, Aries likes Aquarius. Aries is like Aquarius, or it looks like Aquarius. It sextiles Aquarius. So it's basically that. It's basically Aquarius, what I just said, but it's harder to understand, or it's less clear. It's more sentimental. It's more close to your heart, and it's more passionate, more extreme. Okay, yes, even more extreme than Aquarius. Shit get really real with Jupiter in Aries. All right. Then we have Sun. Yep, Aquarius are more skeptical and rational about the info it receives. But if the Aquarius is spiritual, that's a great weapon, because there is so many shit in the spiritual realm that if you trust the connection between your spirit, you can be really skeptical about some spiritual bullshit. You can be very rational and you separate yourself from some dark, smelly, stinky ass energies. But if you ain't spiritual as an Aquarius, you will be lost in science, sports, sex, because Aquarius can be really erosenine. I'm telling you, Aquarius can be really ero, you know? And erotic, or ero in Japanese also means like pervert, and ero is the Greek word, or eros is the Greek word for love, you know? These guys ain't playing. We know you guys all together. We know you Chinese, Russia, American guys, Portuguese guys, Spanish guys. You guys don't give a fuck about nationality. You're sitting at the same round table. Sun is in Virgo, so we are paying attention to detail, routine, pattern, organization, and efficiency. But we also want to communicate that. We also want to share and associate that, but in a more private, structured way, and in a way that makes sense. And we want to see from us and from others the same detail, organization, routine, pattern, and efficiency via also communication. Okay, Steven Moreno, hi, welcome to the live stream. Because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so Virgo is the more communicative earth sign. And I have a video, I don't know if I have a video or if it was on one of my live streams, where I say that earth is also about communication, because many people look at earth signs and they think they are not communicative. They think they are closed off. They think they are by Venus. Venus also rules Libra. It's about communicating, about relating, right? Mercury rules Virgo, okay? That's completely about communication, thinking and communicating, right? Sorry, y'all. And then you have Capricorn ruled by Saturn, which deals with infrastructure and team working. You can create infrastructure and team working without communication, right? So Earth, it's all about communication as well, but it's more planned, it's more strategic, it's more private. It's like when you win situations, the only time you open up as an Earth sign, okay? But it's still about communication, especially Virgo, because it's mutable as well. So you like to associate, you like to connect your real circumstances. You like to associate and connect how you organize yourself, how you gain stability and structure in your life. All right. Then we have Moon in Taurus, which means that Moon in Taurus, which will be very soon in Gemini, in about 3 to 4 hours, it will be into Gemini because it's 28 degrees. It will be in 4 hours. Yeah, it will be in 4 hours. The Moon will be in Gemini in 4 hours. So it's in the cusp, kinda. It's still first degree of the cusp, so it's still in Taurus. Okay, it means we are reacting in an exalted way to our deep, internal, private, stable senses of security, privacy, love, validation, and profit. Alright? And all of that makes a trine between the Sun and the Moon a gift to put into action and to like throw the net to the ocean so you can bring a lot of fish kinda way, but you use your deep feelings and emotions. That's the mutability of Virgo, helping the desires and values of Taurus spread out into the world in order to bring back a lot of shit that you want to manifest. And it's a misunderstanding between the Sun and Jupiter, misunderstanding our actions, misunderstanding others' actions, misunderstanding our expressions and others' expressions, because we want detailed things and people expressing some irresponsible, reckless and spiritual stuff. And also we want to bring things into the future, we want to make things moving forward, and Jupiter is in retro, so we are creating all those new thoughts, all those new ideas about the past, not about the future. Okay. And then it's a fatal attraction between the Sun and between Jupiter and the Moon. This means that we can expand how good we feel about ourselves. We can expand how safe and secure we feel about our position in the world if we take or if we create new, individual, unique, rebel, deep, and out of our desires experiences that allows us to create new visions and new imaginations about or that are directly connected with wisdom and knowledge. Alright? Let's take a card for today's energies before we start into the Jupiter retro reading. So, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Taurus, Jupiter day retrograde in Aries. Boom, a bit of scatteredness, it's normal. Past energies plus mutability plus Moon in Taurus, it's alright. And all the cards were facing down, so others might not even realize you scattered. You might just go through some internal scatteredness, which is just your system updating and reorganizing, or you just flunk. All right. Sun in Virgo, Moon in Taurus, Jupiter day in Aries retrograde, and we have a card for ourselves. And it is Three of Swords. So today we have the ability to create or conclude a mental awareness. You can be previewed to some new information. You can have some, that's why that was going on type of way about your relationships, about your conversations, about subject matters that involve curiosity or thinking and speculating. You can be aware of something in your surroundings that a lot of people is talking about, and now, like, you know where it comes from, or you know what really happened, or you know somebody that was directly connected to the gossip on your town, something, or you just can realize some spiritual shit and think very clearly and communicate it in a way that makes sense. Or you're just gonna be aware that your mind cannot yet process all that spiritual shit, and with all the retrograde energy, especially with Aries, Jupiter in Aries retrograde, you can create a new vision that deals with the past, or there's that slow down patience like thing, which is like, okay, if that's your case, I'm aware I can't yet process all that spiritual information, but I'm aware of that. So I can create a vision where I am able to be totally aware of my spiritual travels using my mind. And that's a step forward, you know? So let's see what the dragon oracles, what dragon can we ride in order to fly above all stinky, pesky waters over here. Let's go, let's go. Ooh, lot of scatteredness over here. That was on me though. I was thinking about some bullshit. So, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Taurus, Jupiter in Aries retro. How can we fly above the turbulences and all the stinky, pesky waters? Orange Dragon, okay. Be more relatable with your individuality and creativity. Be more tolerant, be more spiritual and wise. Understand and realize everybody is on a spiritual journey. Everybody is learning something new, and not everybody can be unique and individual, and you should not judge and be harsh on people around you just because they're a little bit lost. But you also should not mix and mingle with them too much, only to show them that the best way to be is to be the God themselves. Alright? That's today's energy, y'all. Let's go into Jupiter Day retro in Aries. Let's start with the astrological reading. Alright? So we already talked about how Jupiter is aligning with the Sun and Moon. So let's move on. Jupiter retrograde in Aries, opposing Mercury retrograde in Libra. So our past experiences are opposing how we think and communicate about those same past moments. So it can be confusing, alright? You might not be able to make sense out of your past experiences, or you're just running away, or you're just being confronted with some past actions or some past moments of expansion that were very rashful and quick, and you don't want to accept that you have some responsibility. You don't want to accept that you took part in those events and those happenings. But it's also a great opportunity for balance. If you can create a new, lighter way to think about those moments, you can realize some gems on those moments as well. Alright? Jupiter retrograde in Aries, sextiling Mars retrograde in Gemini. This is an opportunity to give fluidity, to give movement, to give light, as in the absence of weight, and to give some logicality and separation and rationality to your past moments where you expanded or you were forced to create new feelings and visions by sharing and communicating in a more logical way your passions, motivations, anger, and frustrations. Jupiter retro in Aries, in conjuncting Venus in Virgo, so we are misunderstanding how our relationships are misunderstanding our past moments where we were forced to be more unique, or we were forced to be more individual in order to maintain our own space clear and protected, and right now our relationships are asking for details, are asking for our full time. Our relationships want us to treat them as a work, as a job, and we are busy expanding and clearing, healing, burning up old dusty moments from the past so you can have enough energy and clear vision to expand in the future. So we might not have full time to work on our relationships, and our relationships should be supporting our individuality and not taking all the time and all the resources away. Okay, keep that in mind. Jupiter retro in Aries, sextiling Saturn retro in Aquarius. Right? So this is an opportunity to create new ways to feel and see yourself about past moments, or creating new ways, or realizing new wisdom and knowledge out of past moments where you were building based on your uniqueness and individuality, or you were building with somebody or a group that was unique and individual, or creating new ways to feel and see yourself, or creating new wisdoms and knowledge out of past moments where you wanted to be unique and individual but you were limited, or you were asked, you were forced, and you did it, or you didn't. You were forced to be unique and individual in order to maintain healthy limits and boundaries, but you failed. Now you have to create a new way to think and feel about it. So if it's needed for you to be unique and individual, if it's needed for you to kill somebody with your words in order to preserve your status, your organization, and your buildings, you should do it with no second thought. All right? Jupiter retro in Aries, fatal attracting Uranus retro in... Oh, it's so much retro. I'm starting to get confused and sluggish, bro. So much retro. So much retro shit. Retro shit. Alright? Jupiter in Aries retro, fatal attracting Uranus in Taurus retro, feeling more unique and feeling more ready to take action, or feeling ready to create yourself new unique changes when it deals with the real world, money, stability, security, economy, agriculture, fuel, resources, minerals. All right. And by the way, on the other day, sometimes I like to. I was about to say enjoy, but I don't really enjoy. I like to watch the news to see what's going on, especially the international news. And they were at the European Parliament making a speech about how they want to make a digital currency. They want to produce a lot of batteries here on Europe and shit like that. So it led me to believe that it will be a war on the minerals that are used for the batteries. There will be some type of event where the country that has a lot of control over that will need to like kind of bow down to Europe, but they're all working together. That's just to create more drama. They're just to create more attention around their shit. And when you watch that shit is boring. That shit doesn't get anybody excited. That shit doesn't get nobody interested. Only if you're afraid, or only if you're trying to calculate for the shit for the future. Okay, you're not listening to get excited like when you watch a Nintendo Direct or when you watch a Sony Direct. You're excited to see the new games. When you hear those politician talks, you know what is excited. It's just fucking boring. Or you afraid, right? Fuck them. Jupiter retro in Aries, fatal attracting Neptune retro in Pisces, feeling more expressive, feeling more direct, feeling more straight, and feeling more motivated or aggressive towards past dreams, past illusions, past imaginations, past toxic or highly spiritual relationship and connections. Lastly but not least, Jupiter in Aries retro, squaring Pluto in Aries retro, creating new feelings and new visions and new desires by learning from past moments where the world transformed and it transformed you and it was traumatic, it was super beneficial, or it led to the creation of taboos, or you are learning how to transform the world. Instead of the world transform you and you a victim by you creating new feelings, new visions, and act on them, you can transform your own world. And the ones that are not ready to transform, they will be traumatized or dying. Okay? Because keep in mind, before that whole thing of the virus happened, years before, okay, there was some people predicting the end of the world, okay, which is bullshit. But there were a lot of people saying that the older people, as in spiritually speaking, they wouldn't be able to pass through the shift. They, if they didn't upgrade and update themselves, they wouldn't be able to live in this new world. And then what happens? Bunch of people dying, right? Because they were not ready to live in this new world, spiritually speaking. And then the shadow government realized that, and they were like, let's make that real. Let's make that about our world. If you don't do what we want you to do, if you don't take into your body what we want you to take, you can't be a part of our world. You see how they took some spiritual shit and made it look like it was their shit? They ain't shit, alright? So they created a scenario where it looks like they changed the world. It looks like. Because first, if people didn't accept their shit, nothing will change. And the world was already changing. Since 2012, the world was already changing. Okay? They only went along with the flow and took the credits for themselves. But the world was and still is changing. So when they start with that fucking conversation of going back to normal or the new normal, it's like you have to understand that the world is still changing, okay? It ain't going back to normal, because even with pandemic or with no pandemic, it wouldn't be a scenario where we go back to normal. The world is still changing, alright? So let's go. Jupiter in Aries retro tarot reading for you, Aries guys. Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, and Aries Mars. You guys popping up in others' minds right now. You guys, people creating new thoughts and feelings about past memories about you and shit like that. People bringing up some new memories to life about you and about your uniqueness and about your rashfulness, your recklessnesses. God damn it. Oh, let's go. We have a card for you, Aries. So how are you reacting with to all this? The Hierophant, alright? So you can be able to transform and go back into the past to experience some more physical, some more sloth, and more desire-related connections. So this is telling you that you can use this Aries, Jupiter in retro Aries, to learn some spiritual shit out of your physical desires. Alright? Keep that in mind. Let's go Taurus, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, Taurus Venus, and Scorpio Sun signs. A little bit. How you reacting and responding to Jupiter in Aries retrograde, the Wheel of Fortune. You have a gift or you have many gifts. It's up to you to go and take and use them. The energies are there, but it's up to you to take that passion and motivation, angry or frustration, and expand your own business, Tauruses. Okay? Because with this retrograde energy, it's perfect for you. Because sometimes you feel scared with Mars and Aries energy, but because it's Jupiter in Aries retro, you feel more comfortable and things are already more slowed down than usual. So it's super beneficial for us, Tauruses. I have that Taurus moon, right? So it's super beneficial for us. We can expand our business without expend too much energy, without feeling that we are going too fast. All right. Let's go. Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Mercury's. You guys are sextiling. You have an opportunity here to expand on your past, to understand, heal your past, and to burn some old shit from your past. Alright? Reversed, Five of Swords. Okay? You are too connected, you are holding on, you are too much attached to old thoughts, old ideas, old relationships, old ways to analyze, and old ways to socialize. Time to let go. This is Jupiter in Aries is a great opportunity to burn and let go of things, okay? But on yesterday's reading, which was Mercury retro, all air signs got reversed water cards. So all air signs mentally are trying to run away from some emotions, because retrograde season, 6 planets in retrograde, that means past, that means water, that means we are realizing that we are still attached to some bullshit that we weren't thinking, we weren't really aware of it, and now we are coming back to that awareness, or we start to notice some patterns are coming back up. And for the air signs, that's like, fuck bro, yuck, or come on, you know? And we don't really want to deal with that. But for you Geminis, you are attached to some past relationships, conversation, and ideas. And Jupiter in Aries, it's great to expand by burning the old shit. Expand Jupiter by creating new feelings and visions, Aries, about your past. Retro. Alright? Let's go Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. You guys are squaring Jupiter in Aries retro. So you guys are learning how to transform, how to be more unique, and how to create new feelings, and also how to detach from some personal memories, for some personal, close to your heart relationship and places of comfort and spiritual security. Okay? Time to create new spaces of spiritual security. Time to create new deep relationships. Time to create a spiritual ship. Time to stop creating relationships where you just relate, and it's time to start creating spiritual ships where you guys are real individual together. Okay? We have some scatteredness. Okay? I'm gonna focus on the card that was face down, because that's the root of all of this. Reversed Nine of Cups. See, you have the opportunity to, or you are learning how to elevate your emotional stage. You are learning how to elevate the connection with yourself and the things, people, and places that you really love, really make you feel spiritual, really make you feel juicy and charged up. You have the opportunity to elevate your dreams and illusions, but it might be rough. It might taste like bad medicine, or you just don't want to burn the old. You don't want to create a new feeling or a new vision. You want to stay attached to old moments where you raised your emotional state, but we are on a new world right now. And you have to detach from those old moments so you can create some new moments of emotional elevation. Alright? Let's go Leos. Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising. You guys are trining Jupiter retro in Aries. So you have a gift to bring stability, to bring sureness and strength. 2, hold on. So you have the gift to bring strength, trust, confidence, and consistency to the process of cleaning and burning up the old shit from the past, because it's Aries, right? Aries just wants to burn. Aries just wants to fuck, destroy, okay? But there is certain things from your past that you shouldn't destroy, or there is no reason, or you're doing it for the wrong purpose, or like the air signs, you're just running away, okay? And Leos, you have the gift to bring some responsibility, to bring some, I'm doing this for that reason. Don't burn that one, burn that one. Don't burn the whole bridge, burn some just parts of it. You bring that consistency, solidity, direction, a strong purpose, you know? And just the gift to do all of those rough, sometimes bad looking or bad feeling to others when you burn some relationship, right? You have the gift now to make it more sugary, more relatable, and more acceptable. And we have reversed Mercury, reversed Magician, okay? And the first thing it triggered in my mind, this is about validation, okay? So you have you have huge power, okay? You have the Magician, magic, Harry Potter. You have the ability to take whatever type of energy that is in your space or around your space. You have the ability to transform and transmute it to whatever you want, but you have the wrong purpose, or you have the wrong vision, you have the wrong feeling, or you are doing it for validation, or you are blocking yourself from transforming certain circumstances because you are looking, or you don't want to lose some form of external validation. Interesting. Interesting, Leos. Interesting. Let's go Virgos. Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, and Virgo... a whole block of the deck just flipped. Virgos, you're thinking too much about this shit. You are a wizard as a... Thank you very much, Daria. Thank you very much. Virgos, you're already thinking too much. This is already bringing a lot of shit from the past. Okay? This is already some spiritual travel, this Jupiter in Aries retro. So don't overthink. Don't go out in the world looking for solutions or for the right medicine. It's in here and in your space, okay? Yeah, and you guys misunderstanding. Queen of Swords, alright? You are receiving great mental support. I just told you, don't exhaust your mind, don't overthink, don't go out looking for external representations. It's in your mind. Relax. Think clearly. Think on a positive and lighter way. Think about your manifestations. Think about your best life. Think about your clearest space and peace of mind. Then you do what you gotta do, okay? Because you are receiving great mental support. But if you exhaust your mind, you cannot use it and you might not even recognize it. But you're on your way. Let's go. Jupiter retro in Aries. It's opposing you Libra Suns, Libra Moons, Libra Risings, Libra Saturns, and Libra Venuses. You're opposing this, but you are Libra. So I think by default, you're not seeing this as an opposition. You're trying already to create balance and to be a part of the solution, but you have to demand the solution. You have to show your fire, show your passion, show your aggressiveness. If the other part of the deal is not being met and completed, you say, hey, that's not what we agreed on. And you can do it, you can bring that exalted Saturn. Hey, that's not, where is your part of the deal? You know? And you have to realize, now you don't have to, you are. You can train aware of this. You are realizing how in the past you didn't did that. or somebody did that to you, but they actually, what they had to do was do that part of the deal, do that part of the agreement, or you thought you guys had an agreement, you thought you guys had a relationship, but you didn't. Okay? I told you, Hanged Man, Neptune, deep. You Libras hate this, but you guys gonna go deep spiritually right now. You guys gonna meet. You guys going for this. Libras, this is causing you too much thinking about your expression, about your true, unique, individual expression. All right, because you guys are facing some shit that you can't run away from. Okay, but you guys don't like this. You Libras, the lower octave Libras, you don't like these spiritual realizations. You guys going to the esoteric court, and the judge is yourself. The judge is your spirit, and your spirit is now going to present you some proofs on your own mind, in dreams, via patterns, numbers, just sudden realizations, deja vus. You're gonna realize, bro, it's happening again, or bro, I just remember that. And that's your spirit, like you are in the courtroom, is calling you, the light, come in. On this day, you let this person took advantage from you, because you wanna get fucked. What you guilty. Boom, your spirit gonna be real. You don't even have time to talk, alright? Your spirit's gonna like guilty, and you have to like realize you're guilty. You're guilty. You're fucking guilty, Libras. You gullible, guilty, because guilt is not real. Somebody makes you feel guilty, or somebody makes you go through a guilt trip, and you only follow those rabbit holes if you gullible, because then you feel guilty, gullible, guild, being a part of a guild, being a part of a group, right? Gilgamesh, gilding is like building. A guild, a build, because a guild is a spiritual build. It's like a G, a spiral, a rabbit hole, and the guild is a spiritual build, because that's how we build physical shit out of a lot of spirits coming around the same space and focusing, focus, and then Big Bang. Then, oh my god, yeah! Boom! Universe is made. Because the scientists are not wrong, they are incomplete. Yes, there was a Big Bang. Not the Big Bang, there was a Big Bang. When you were born, when your parents were fucking, that was a Big Bang. When I'm here chilling, smoking, and I have those great ideas, do you know how many Big Bangs it was in my mind? How do you think you create new thoughts, new feelings? That's a Big Bang. And that's how we create real gold, real shit, gold. And gold, why gold is so valuable? Because gold is the descension, is the physical form of that desire that we came around and made that G. And that's why females have that G spot, okay? Because we came from there, alright? And when you touch that G spot, it reminds the girls, girl, gold, girl. It's a G as well. The girl's spirit reminds, oh shit, that's the spot. The G spot, that's the spot, that's the place where we all came around because it was so juicy and smelly. Bro, this shit don't lie. You can't learn this shit from scholars, from priests, from universities, from professors. You can't. Only here on this channel, and perhaps on Nolo's channel, on Darius' channel, on somebody from the SoulGroup channel. Right? It's a G, gold, goal, a geographical, Go where did that came from? Ge Geomancy, but that's alongside geo. Oh, I lost track. Ah, guilty, guild, build. Because a guild is a spiritual build. Because we build spiritually, all of us came together to build something physically. But with no guild, with no spiritual grouping, there is no building. And you feel guilty because then bro, because when you are dealing with the law, you receive charges. And when the case is over, or when you don't go through shit, is when somebody drop the charges. So somebody's charging you with something, somebody's giving you that card. And if you accept it, you feel heavy, and you come down into that, and you get stuck, aka jail, or you have to pay something. Because you received and you accept the charge, and that's an extra mass on your space that makes you feel heavy. But if you don't feel guilty, if you don't accept the charge, you are innocent. Alright? You stay straight on your light. Right? Gaia, okay? The space where we all came together to create something, some real shit. But yeah, so you only are guilty if you feel guilty because you are charged, okay, with some charges, and you receive that charge like electrical charge, like you receive it and you contain it. Bro, we're talking about Libra here, talking about some real shit. Oh yeah, that's the real meaning of guilt. Yeah, you are charged, you are heavy, you can't move freely, you are not free, right? And on those classical prisons movies and shit, where do they put those big ass iron balls? On your ankles. And ankles is represented by the Aquarius, which is the sign of freedom. Okay, let's go. Let's go to Scorpio. Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, Scorpio Mars, and Scorpio Pluto. You guys are misunderstanding. Jupiter retro in Aries, but because he's retro, it's going to be more private, it's going to be a bit more slowed down, so you're not going to be as flunked out in the open, because that's the misunderstanding between Scorpios and Aries. You guys all about the same thing. Passion, motivation, angry, frustration, deep desires, some weird shit, but Scorpios are internal and Aries are external. So that's the misunderstanding. You guys Aries show more than Scorpios feel comfortable with, and Scorpios hide more and strategize more than Aries feel comfortable with. Some real gems. That's why gems are precious, because they represent certain principles and values, certain ways to move that we prioritize, that we preferenced as spirits. Scorpios, through those misunderstandings, through being at the wrong time in the right space and being in the wrong space at the right time, you'll have the opportunity to elevate your spirit, to elevate your spiritual game, to elevate your ability to imagine, to be creative, to express your creativity, uniqueness, originality, and spiritual travels via new ways that you have created to express or obtain wisdom and knowledge, aka Jupiter retro in Aries. Alright, let's go Sages. Sag Sun, Sag Moon, Sag Rising, and Sag Jupiter. You guys are trining Jupiter retro in Aries, so I think you Sages are gaining the most benefit from it, because you are gaining something that you lack many times: individuality and stability and structure, or slowing down, or being patient, as in the retro. And it's all in good ways for you because you ruled by Jupiter. So you're already open, you're already familiar with that energy of expansion, traveling, wisdom, and knowledge. But you are receiving via that comfortable lens, that comfortable channel. You are receiving something that you lack: individuality and consistency. All right. So you guys have a gift to be more unique and consistent about your spiritual travels and expressions. And you have, yeah, Aries, the Emperor. Yeah, you're really creating new, powerful, and unique ways to feel, see, and act about yourself, your desires, your passions, motivations, angriness, and frustrations. And this is impactful to you and others around you. Alright? But this is only if you accept, if you recognize your individuality, because many sages, it's like you are afraid of responsibility, so you deny your individuality. That's fucking weird. Don't do that. You have great energy in front of you. You have great power. You can create a whole new empire internally and externally. Do you know how many people are lost reading the Bible? You being a sage, if you make a YouTube channel reading the Bible in the real way, explaining to people what is really in the Bible, especially right now, you're gonna be super well received. Or if you are bad received at first, it's just because you're changing people's mind. But just don't be afraid of your individuality. Just don't be afraid of confrontation, because that's... Sometimes you think you are Aquarius. Sometimes you Sagittarius think... Sagittarius, you guys think you Aquarius, and you guys think you Scorpios. Alright, but you're not. Okay? You are not as detached, and you are not as... Oh, I forgot my point. Being well received, yes. Because you think you are an Aquarius, but you are way more relatable. You are way more cute, or you are way more easy to accept than the Aquarius. So even if you don't know more than the Aquarius, when you communicate out in the open, you can achieve more results, or you can attract more people to your fireplace, aka your creativity and individuality, than the Aquarius. The Aquarius needs... it was about responsibility part as well. Because then you guys think that if you express yourselves, or if you start something, now it's your responsibility. I mean, it is, but it's not that deep. Aquarius and Caps deal with that. I want to build. I'm building a fucking channel, right? I'm building a brand. I'm building a community. Or... Like, it's weird. The part of communities is weird, okay? Because there is been many weird shit about communities out there in the internet. But you said you, especially right now, you have the power to change the world for real. But you gotta start within yourself by accepting those new ways to feel and see yourself in a more unique and individual way. Alright? Let's go, Capricorns. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. Hold on, more air, fuck. You kept thinking, it was you, Caps, and Virgos, and Libras. Thinking too much, perturbing your expression, perturbing your throat chakra. Slap you in the throat chakra. Shout out to the pilot, man. Slap you right in the throat chakra, bitch. God damn it. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, Capricorn Saturn. You guys are squaring Jupiter retro in Aries. So you have to learn, or you are already learning, how to create new feelings and new ways to see the past, in ways that you can create new ways to obtain wisdom and knowledge. So don't be attached to the past, don't be scared, don't be traumatized, don't feel limited and bounded, and don't try to build on the past. That's Capricorn's one of Capricorn's biggest flaws, You are cardinal, but sometimes you try to initiate some past shit. Right? But that ain't working out for you, especially with Pluto on your sign. You really need to transform your own life. You really need to transform your world. Oh, you better believe it. Let's go. So, Ace of Wands, infinitely. You are learning how to recognize your unique, individual feelings, visions, imaginations, creativity, and spiritual belief systems. But you might be too stuck in the past. You might be too stuck in your responsibilities. You might be worrying too much about your job. And you might be the boss and you worrying. Actually, in my experience, that happened a lot where you have like, especially I worked on this factory where you have like the boss, but it's not the owner. It's not the owner. He's a boss of that shift. It's not the big ass owner, and he receives just a bit more, like 100, 200 euros more, but he has way more responsibility. He has way more. If I fucked up, they're not going to fire me. They're going to fire the boss or that boss of the shift, right? So he needs to worry about his work and the other employee's work to only receive plus $100. And then you have people that they don't even receive more. They might even receive less than you, but they are way more worried about that work or job. That's some Capricorn shit. You have no business being so worried about that fucking job. You know? And you guys now need to really stop worrying about some real shit in the real world so you can take a look at your past and burn some shit so then you can come back to the real world just enough serious. Because you guys sometimes too serious, just enough responsible. Because sometimes you Caps, you have too much responsibilities. You gotta let the Pisces learn. You gotta let the Sag learn how to be responsible. You gotta teach the Gemini and the Libras and the fucking Cancers and the fucking Aries. Okay? Okay? You gotta teach them how to be real responsible. You gotta remind the Aquarius, hey, you're responsible too. Because sometimes the Aquarius trying to pretend like we Sages. Oh, I don't have Saturn energy. I'm so rebel. No. The Capricorns be like, nah, bitch. You came from Saturn too. You stick with you. Go grab the Pisces. You go grab the Sag. I'll pick the Libras, Cancers, and Geminis. You pick those guys from Jupiter. I can't reach that far. You go pick them. You go. Don't you run away, Aquarius. You're the one that created the you're the one that created that had the idea, and now you want to run away too. And the Aquarius be like, ah, man, do I really have to do it? And they can be like, yes, because if you don't do it, then you're gonna feel frustrated because you have nobody else to be unique with or to expand with or to do some real shit. And the Aquarius be like, man, you're right. You're right. Because then, in the end of the day, if we build some shit that it's not worth it, I'm gonna be frustrated anyway. So yeah, okay, I'll go get the Pisces, I'll go get the Sag, you go get the other ones. And boom, that's how Capricorns and Aquarius keep everybody else on track. Because everybody else is at least a little bit more lost in the desires than Aquarius and Caps. Why? Because Aquarius and Caps ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is a further away planet that can still influence us in a very powerful way. So, in other words, Aquariuses and Caps are the ones that are further away from the Sun and the Moon, Mercury and Venus, aka the lower desires. So Aquarius and Caps are the ones that can put some limits and boundaries to those desires. It's like no animals in the bedroom, for an example. That's a physical example. Capricorns and Aquarius will be the first ones to not give a fuck about the cat. Now, you letting me sleep today? Because sometimes my cat wakes me up during the night. You better believe it. Next night, you're gonna spend the night alone and on the living room. You got food, water, your sandbox, your toys, you got a comfy place to sleep in. But you better believe it. And If it's not in that same night, the other signs will be like, oh, poor cat, poor this, poor that. I'm the first one who's perturbing my sleep. Go to jail real quick. Go to the living room real quick, Momo. So cute, Momo. Let's go. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Saturns, and Aquarius Uranus. You guys have an opportunity here. You guys sextiling Jupiter retro in Aries. You have the opportunity to feel more light, to feel more spiritual, and to feel less smudged and perturbed by the past. And something that we Aquarius love, you have the opportunity to realize that you have some new wisdom and knowledge that you weren't aware yet. But because it's retro and many things is retro, you were building up on those new wisdoms and knowledge, on those new ways to share your individuality and creativity. And now you have that opportunity to feel like it and to act on it. And I'm a prime example of that shit. Moon, 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 moon. Go to the living room, Momo. Let me sleep. Aquarius, we have 2 cards. 3 of Pentacles, becoming aware or becoming more aware of some real circumstances, some good money, so things that you thought things were like it might nothing change. It's just now you realizing instead you thought something was made in that way, but after all things are made in this way. Okay? Or you realize everything was safe and it was not, or you thinking, oh shit, we're not safe, but after all it is. Just realizing some new shit about your real circumstances, because we are separating from old feelings, old visions, old past moments, old relationships, old spiritual belief systems, and old blockages, basically. And that's great. And then we realize all the new real things that we can do in the world, because many times Aquarius block themselves, because let me tell you something, nobody can block an Aquarius, only himself. I'm telling you. Nobody, I mean, this is true for every sign, right? But the other signs are a bit more gullible and they accept things from the external world a bit easier. Not Aquarius. Okay? Aquarius only get blocked by themselves because basically we don't really connect with how others feel, or we don't really get influenced by the world. But if we think that the people in my geographic location are dumb, I will never manifest a business in my local surroundings, because I think they dumb. It's not because they dumb, because I think they dumb, and that doesn't work. And the truth is, yes, they dumb, but that's why me as an Aquarius have business in my local network. Alright, okay? It's not like dumb as in math and science. No, it's just dumbs have to do with blockages, being underground tunnels and shit like that. Okay? And here on Portugal, we call dumb burro, which is a donkey. And burros, donkeys, are actually very smart. They are just very stubborn. Donkeys, they memorize almost every path they've been through in their whole life. But then they are very, very stubborn. So when you call somebody a donkey, when you call somebody burro, it's not like you can't process. It's like you can't adapt. It's more like that, you know? So if people around me were all super spiritual and shit like that, I wouldn't be making them readings or personal conversations. Right? Dumbing down, pushing you down. So you don't see the light, you don't see the sky, you only see that shit. God damn it. I was full of air on this live stream. She. Okay, Aquariuses, realizing some new shit on your physical surroundings because you separated from old feelings, old visions of yourself, old visions of the world, old desires, old passions, old motivations, old creativities, old frustrations and aggressiveness, or you refreshing new passions and new or the same passions and motivation. Dumb as a doorknob, not liking change or unable to adapt. Real shit. Unwilling to learn. Real shit. Real shit. And you have those academical professors, they be the dumbest people in the world because they don't want to change. They don't want to learn new things. They just want to repeat what they know. Because if I come with some new knowledge, the 24 years of their life goes to the trash immediately. That's why I'm not teaching at schools. I would. I gave some classes because I was challenging the fucking English teacher. Let's go. Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising, Pisces Neptune, and Pisces Jupiter. You fatal attracting Jupiter retro in Aries, so you are feeling more expandable, more ready, more light, more expressive. You still feel connected, but now you can shoot all of those good feelings and all of those spirituality in order to create new visions about yourself and the world, in order to create new expressions about yourself in the world, in order to create new dreams, new illusions, and new imaginations that lead you to create new wisdom and knowledge. Or at least unwilling to listen. A teacher had to be a student before, and you always learn no matter your position. Real shit. Real shit. Make sure to subscribe to Daria channel. Pisces, you guys are creating a new powerful way, a new powerful internal way to deal with illusions, dreams, imaginations, and your internal realm in general, that if you take good care of it, it will manifest, it will transform into great emotional support into the future. Alright? Pew 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 pew. So, everybody, thank you very much for